Okay, we've got 46 days to go, and I'm at home at the moment, painting all of the boxing in, ready to go onto the boat. As you can see behind you, that there's some boxes ready to go on the boat, or to my mum and dad's. They don't know that yet though, I've got to ask them. Alright dogs, they're my companions today, my little apprentices. Have I done a good job? Bulldog approved? So yeah, just painting away, getting all this boxing in done. I've done quite a few actually. There's some behind there. There's some up just on the shelves. So this is the vertical elevation of the boxing. So this is standing off the floor and going up towards the ceiling. So I'm going to install that first. I'm going to ask John if I can borrow his nail gun tomorrow, and I'll fix all of these to the beading on the floor, and then I know exactly my height, and my bead for the top is already installed on most of it. So what I'm going to do is install this first, and then I'll be able to sit some boards on top of that and mark them off, cut them down, and go through the same process of painting them again. But yeah, we've got 46 days. The stove's installed now, the flooring's down, it's starting to look like home slightly. I just need to crack on and get the rest done, don't I? 45 days to go. It's freezing out here. The cut's froze. Well, almost. It's quite a lot of it. Froze up. Yeah, just see some two small areas there where it's not froze, but yeah, it's iced over. It's cold this morning. Got the diesel heater on. Rudely interrupted by another flat battery. One day I'll be alright at this video stuff. So we're starting to put stuff on as well. Got the sink unit. Hoping to get that in the toilet soon. I just need to get the boxing on. Okay, so here's all my boxing that I showed on the previous video, all ready to go. One thing I've discovered though is there's a leak again on the toilet radiator. It's just like a little drip leak. So I was using PTFE tape, but I have got some, wherever it is. Where is he? Ah, there it is. I've got some pipe sealing cord. I'm gonna pop some of that on, maybe with 1 or 2 layers of PTFE tape, and hopefully that'll solve it. But yeah, it's just dripping out of well, it was just dripping out of one side, now it's out of both. So this is the second time I've put that back and refilled it, so third time lucky, eh? Oh, it's warming up a bit now. Got the diesel heater on. That's today's work. But first of all, I'm going to tackle that radiator. So I started the boxing in now. Put some elbows on those hot and water pipes as well. The first cut I did splintered really bad. Oh, you can make that out on the video. Yeah, it's okay. It splintered really bad. So I wasn't too fussed because that's going in the toilet and the sink's going there, so that's not going to be too much bother. But what I did then afterwards for this next cut, which is absolutely perfect by the way. Yeah, there we go. So what I did for that one is, I'll show you. So okay, so once I've got my mark of exactly what length I want my board to be, I then put some masking tape along that mark. The other thing I noticed as well, which it's a newbie thing, isn't it, but it might help some of you out there, if you're using one of these tabletop saws, circular saws, it's best to put your painted side of your object that you want to cut down. So painted side face down with some tape on, which I'll show you now. So just there, there's my cut in the middle. Okay, I've literally just cut this one. So I'll turn it over, peel my tape off. There we go, cool. Whereas the one cut I did in the toilet, that's how it finished. So the difference is pretty big actually. There we go, one little tip. 43 days left, including today. And it's about 2:30. So it's 42 really, isn't it? But yeah, 43 days left. And there's still quite a lot to do. At the moment, it's freezing cold. So you can hear the heater going on in the front. It's bitterly cold. The canal's frozen. Let me turn the camera around so you can see. There you go. Solid ice. It's about -5, I think, outside. I've started putting on the boxing. I was really unhappy about that. I was just determined to cut it in the end. I was so fed up. But the bit on the end of the multi-tool was blunt and caused all that. Shell's going to be chuffed to see that. But luckily, I can fetch this box section off, so we can just paint that burnt woodwork. Well, that's, yeah, it's worn away a bit. We could paint that, sort that out. But the boxing's going on. I made one mistake. That piece there, I painted black. Why, I don't know. Well, I do actually. I wrote down saloon left hand side, and then up here I put shower, and when I was painting I probably looked at the shower and just thought, oh yeah, it's the black one, and just painted it all black and never thought nothing of it. But it's actually for this piece here. So tonight when I go back home, I'm going to sand down that piece, paint it grey, and eventually I'll get it back on here. But so there's the dinette, shower, toilet. Oh, I had a leak this morning again from this radiator. It's the bane of my life, this is. But it was that elbow that I'm actually pointing at that was leaking, and it was that cold this morning on the boat that the water that was seeping out the top of the pot, I haven't looked at it again to be honest. I mean, it could be leaking even more now, but it doesn't look like it is. No. Yeah, the water that was seeping out there had froze. It was that cold. So it doesn't look like it's leaking now. So I've done the boxing on that part. Some of it on here. The only thing left then is the bedroom. So we had a bit of a problem with the delivery of the radiators. I ordered them and they said that they were going to deliver them in 3 days, and then I got a notification just beforehand that they can only provide one. The smaller radiator, which is to go on the other side of the bedroom, cannot be provided until I think it was the 14th of February. So it looks like me and Shell are staying in for Valentine's Day. That sucks. Well, unless the delivery comes early. Hopefully the delivery person's married or courting and they've got to get back home themselves and they rush through the day. So I've still got to do the boxing in the bedroom, but the majority of the boat is done. Now the next part, the finishing edge, is this stuff. Apparently it's called, is it duck mouth or duck nose? I forgot. I think oh no, it's bird's mouth. Oh man, there's all these technical terms that are really stupid. I'd just call that an L-shaped, yeah, I'd just call it an L-shaped finishing trim. That's what I'd call it if I was in the naming of wood, naming of woodwork to be sold in shops. But saying that, you can buy it, but it costs an absolute arm and a leg. So John's made that for us, and yeah, it's all cut up pretty well. I've labelled it properly this time. All the hashtags are the areas where it's going, so I've got to paint all of these tonight and tomorrow maybe. I'll see if I could do it all tonight, and they'll be ready to go on the ends of the boxing trim. That will give it a real good finishing look. So what I have to do then, once I've finished the boxing, is the kitchen. I've never fitted a kitchen before, to be honest. We've got some units anyway that we've kept from the boat as it was when we first had it. I mean, they're not in... They're alright. They're in decent working order. The doors are okay. I've just got to readjust the back of the first unit to adapt to the pipe work for the stove. Apart from that, well, to me it's just Lego. I say that about everything that needs to be constructed. It is just pieces of Lego that need putting together. So that's what I'm going to do next after the boxing, I think. Because when I've fitted the kitchen, we can fit the ends, the bulkhead ends. I can get the fireboard for the stove. I can finish that boxing off there. There are some bits of boxing that I can't complete until other things are done. But it's coming on. It's coming on. 43 days left. Better pull my finger out. So another thing about today, which is a bit of a piece of good news for me, is that I got accepted onto a BMET course, which allows me then to work on narrowboats on electrical circuits. So I've got that course in March, I think it is. Well, I still need to sign up to it, but I got accepted this morning, which means I've got to pay up and do that. That's going to be in Warwick, or I could go to Bournemouth. I think it was. I'm sure it was Bournemouth, and do it next month. But it's pushing it. It's a bit too close. We've got too much to do. So I'm going to get signed up to the course, which is closer to us, in March. And like I say, that's in Warwick. That'll give me, like I say, the opportunity then, the certification, because it's a qualification that I'll get to work on narrowboat wiring. It could be the foundation and starting steps to self-employment and working on boats. I'm doing this as I'm going along, really. I'd like to work on boats if I could. It's quite interesting. I've enjoyed it. We could do it. I could actually work on the boats, hopefully, if I can get the right marketing. I could do it working from the boat and being close to the locations. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about it. There's a whole lot really that I need to think about when it comes to that. It is now the colour it should be. I've put it in place, ready for the bird's mouth. It's called bird's mouth. What did I say? Duck nose or duck mouth, or I can't remember. I said something yesterday which was crazy. Bird's mouth beading to go on top of that now. I've done one piece already. There it is. Just finishes it off nice. Looks pretty good. Quite happy with that. So yeah, that's the first piece. So I'm going to be putting down... How many have I got? I've got quite a few pieces actually. I've got some in the car as well. Did some last night. Yeah, I've got quite a few to drop in. Right, that's the next couple of pieces installed. So I had to do this in 2 pieces because all of my central heating pipes, valves, isolation stuff is all in that section there, and there's nothing in that. But what I've also done is ran an Ethernet cable just in case I need to for the television. So what I've done with this section, oh it's cold, is at the moment I've put some screws at the bottom. You'll see they're the black screws, and there's one behind that red screwdriver there, I'm sure. Yeah, sneaky one, trying to hide from me. So yeah, there's 4 screws there. What I'm going to do is put some screws on the top, same position, 4 screws, and then that box section, the whole thing will be able to come apart. I don't know what I was talking about. I don't need to cut that 25mm bead, do I? But yeah, this section comes off to allow essential maintenance works. So yeah, if I've got any problems and I need to isolate it, it just took me about 20 minutes to get off. So in an emergency, it'd be a load of pants. I'm only kidding. It only took a couple of minutes. But yeah, it gives me an opportunity to isolate my heating pipes, hot water, cold water, yeah, everything. And that, like I said, I've got an Ethernet cable there to go to the television if I need internet. And that should be hopefully staying in place without me having to intervene with any maintenance action anytime too soon. So there we go. There we go, it's back. I'm not impressed with that paint though that's gone over it. It marks really easily actually. I can see us, I don't know how long it'll be, a year or 2 down the line, repainting that, I would imagine. But there we go, we'll see. Right, on to the shower room. Before I start the shower room though, I can have a nice, well-deserved cup of coffee. Thanks, Shell. Okay, so after a small coffee break and some sandwiches, which is a rarity actually for me on the boat, I tend to just work through. It's probably bad for me really. I don't have anything to drink and nothing to eat and just push on, but I've had something to eat. That's good. So I started on the bathroom. The shower is done up to that point. I finished the toilet off. And that little part there, I suppose the next part really is to start putting in the boxing for the bedroom. Righto, so next up, I've cleaned it all up. Well, I've not really cleaned it, have I? I've just thrown it all in the next section. I'm not going to floor that area. I'm just going to floor this. So I'm going to put some laminate floor down. Reasons why: there's a lot of joints here. The calorifier's down on the floor. There is my pressure release valve there, but I can put some bead across this section. But I've got that to work to. So almost like a little workshop area. This I don't really want to take too much time with flooring all of this area and then have to alter some pipe work or do something and there's water gonna just go everywhere. I'd rather try and contain it with towels and keep it out of the way the best I can if I am messing around with it. Plus I haven't got enough floor. So yeah, I'm just gonna bead off this section and then that should be enough, I reckon. Okay, so that's all my beading in place now. Alrighty then, we got our floor. Didn't take too long to do, to be fair. All sorted now. It's too difficult for me to record, it's too tight of a space, but there you go. You can see it's in all its glory. Take a picture as well, eh?